Yo, what's up? It's Primetime Poulton. I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Joining me, my USAssassin co-creator, Mike McMahon. Mike, what's going on?
Howdy, howdy.
And we got best friend Sean Ahrendt in the house. Sean,
How you guys
thanks for
doing?
joining us, man.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Doing
Appreciate
well. Yeah. You're part of the family, man.
That's right.
it. Yes.
So let's get it out of the way. How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
It was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Made a awesome turkey, and God, this hat sucks. There we go. That one's better. Yeah, represent. Made an awesome turkey and made all the extra fixins, and we all got very, very full very fast.
Yeah, we're not a big turkey family. It was just me, Chrissy, and Chase this year. So we had lump crab crab meat crab cakes. Yeah, and sweet potatoes, string beans, mashed potatoes, corn. It was nice. Oh, we got our fourth man with us. Welcome to the party, Marco Lopez.
Gentlemen,
There we go.
how's it going?
Where? Oh,
How's it going, man?
Not much. I was sending a friend a message, and I was just like, I kept checking my clock to be like, oh, it's 8:50, it's 8:55. Then I checked, I was like, oh shit, it's 9:00. I clicked the link, and it's like open up in Safari. I'm like, fuck you, Facebook on Apple. Because on Android, when you just like click the link, it'll take you to the appropriate browser you have to use.
Right.
Yeah.
On Facebook for Apple, it's like copy the link, so it's like hit copy. I'm like, I hit the copy button and I go to paste, and I'm like, what the fuck is it? I had to go back into the message. I'm like, I feel like I'm my age. Like I shouldn't feel like this with technology.
Well, now the Latino demographic is leveled out, I guess we can start the show.
So, Marco, we were just talking about Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was fantastic. Spent it with family. Had all the good stuff, turkey, stuffing. Stuffing is my favorite side. Like, what is your guys' favorite side for Thanksgiving? Stuffing is mine.
Stuffing.
Sweet potatoes.
Probably stuffing. Yeah.
Right? Like, I have to have that. If I don't have that, it's not a Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's a missing ingredient. This is worthless.
You're like, I'm not thankful.
Exactly. I'm like the rest of this delicious turkey and garlic mashed potatoes and all this stuff. It's useless to me.
So, shout out to the people in the chat. Hail to Hamilton, our man Eddie Winkler, who has his campaign Sovereign Wolf going on right now.
Yep.
The book looks fantastic, man. If you haven't checked it out, check out Sovereign Wolf on Indiegogo.
Yep. I did one of the cards.
Yeah, and then
cool.
Waking Up 24/7, man. Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk a little USAssassin, some other things. One thing we're going to do, I got the Lost Pages in the mail, and we're going to do a live unboxing, and what better time than right now?
Nice.
So right off the bat, very happy with the way it's packed.
Snip.
You got to invest in the mailers.
That's right.
The worst I ever got, someone once just sent their book in a manila envelope, no backing border or anything.
Oh, didn't you do an unboxing for that one with the
yeah,
manila envelope?
Yeah, I didn't show who it was from though. I didn't want to throw them under the bus, but I just did like I just did a compare and contrast on because I got two books in the same time. One came in a mailer, one came in a manila envelope. So this looks awesome. Lost Pages is done by the Zaid brothers, who did Magic Cop, which I also backed. This has an awesome Simon Beasley cover. Let me see if I can make myself bigger. I'm going to remove you guys for a second.
Make Mark Poulton grow.
So there it is. Looks awesome. The interiors look great. This is a bunch of different stories, all new characters they're introducing into their universe. Let's look at some of the extras. So we got 9 trading cards.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a big trading card guy. Yeah. So to get 9 in one campaign, and these were all freebies. Like I just backed the standard campaign, so this is like all the extras from stretch goals and just free merch that they gave. Now I think Dan Fraga did one of the cards.
Nice.
I think he did this Crimstone one right here. So yeah, this is awesome.
He's like, look at this.
Yeah.
I got a secret.
Look at this cool thing. Yeah, sucker.
Yeah.
You ain't seen shit.
Bookmark, little paper doll,
We need one of those.
and a mask. So this is awesome, man. I look forward to reading it. Great value. I think they're still in demand. So check out the Lost pages on Indiegogo. Yeah, man. So what's everyone been up to today? Let's start with you, Marco.
Not much. Today's just been a lazy day for me. Went to the gym earlier. One of the things I've been doing lately in my life is lifting weights. So that's what I did. And then I came home and just watched. I watched Escape Plan 2, which, by the way, is not that bad of a film. I know Sylvester Stallone does not like that movie. But Escape Plan 2 reminds me a lot of the 90s direct-to-DVD movies like The Fortress. That had Christopher Lambert in it, that type of stuff, like Class of 1999. It's got that feeling of those movies, and I enjoyed it. I was watching it with my dad. He's big on those type of films, man films and things like that. And so I was watching it with him, and I had a good time watching that.
That's crazy that you watched that, because I watched Escape Plan 1 today.
See, I haven't seen that one. That's the thing. Like I haven't, and it's so funny because I'm a big Mark knows, I'm a big 80s, 90s, action movie guy. And I in that one, which is, Arnold, Sylvester, in this movie together. And that's like catnip for me. And I've yet to watch the movie. I then watched the new Jumanji film, Jumanji the Next Level. That was
nice.
hilarious.
That was good. Yeah. Pure Leos.
Yeah. The last Christmas, I guess Black Friday, all the Escape Plan movies were like $5 Blu-rays on Amazon. So I bought them all, and I never watched them. And I was like, I was just cleaning up around my living room. And I was like, oh, I'll pop that in while I'm cleaning. So yeah, I watched that. But
I got stacks. I just bought the other day on a Black Friday sale. I bought the Mission Impossible box set, the Fast and the Furious box set, and the John Wick box set. It was all they had a thing where it was discounted cheap each one, and then they were having a sale where discounts, and then buy 2 get the third one free.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow. And then I watched Martial Law, Chad McQueen and Cynthia Rothrock. This is an awesome movie. The 90s. The 90s had the best action movies.
There's a company that's doing a special edition of 1 and 2 in a box set.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gotta send you the link. I saw it the other day, and I thought of you. I was like, Mark's gonna like this.
Yeah, no, I'll buy that in a heartbeat. I love Cynthia Rothrock, especially short hair Cynthia Rothrock. She was like a 90s crush.
We watched last night. We watched a movie on Amazon called Spontaneous, and it's about these kids in high school who just start exploding.
Oh, how is that? I saw the trailer for that. That looked good.
It's hilarious. It's a little heart-wrenching at certain times, but I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. It's dark like how
What's up, Todd?
Heather's is dark, kind of, like kids are exploding, but the main character is just kind of not taking it seriously, and I don't know. It's a good movie. I would recommend it. And I think it's pretty cheap to rent too.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. What about you, Sean? What have you been up to today?
I worked on a character design for my villain for my comic Type 1 that we're going to be launching next year. So I've just been chugging along on that. I can send a photo of the work in progress if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Sean's like, ugh.
Got this shit on lockdown. I'll send it to Mark.
Sounds like I was expecting you to say no.
When has he ever said no to me? Well, there was that one time. But yeah, no, it's been a good day. Just relaxing, just kind of doing some shit around the house as well. And, good day. Good day.
Yeah. Before you guys joined us, I was telling Mike I'm so antsy. I can't wait to get the volume 2 books in for USAssassin. I got the reprint books in earlier this week, and they came out fantastic. So there's a few backers that just got this, so I sent it out for them. But I can't wait to send the book 2. They're supposed to come in December 1st, so I only have a couple more days wait.
Working.
Mike's hard at work on sketches. I think I have 8 more sketches left. Everyone who got the Foot Locker box gets a sketch from me and Mike. So I have to knock out a few more sketches. Yep. But yeah,
one of those left, right?
There's one left. Yeah, someone's DM'd me and may have claimed it.
Before we know it, you'll be on USAssassin book 8. Like, if you guys are putting those out like clockwork.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. I think so. We did basically we did 2 this year, although the first one took us like 3 or 4 years to do. But yeah, now we found our groove, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Stella.
Yeah, I think once I get done with all these sketches, I can get back to doing pages. That's the only thing that's been halting my progress on pages is getting the sketches done and the sketch cards. Sketch cards killed me more than the sketches, and there was it was like 10 times there were 5 times the amount of sketch cards as there was.
Yeah, when you posted that everyone who backed was getting a sketch card, I was like, I don't think he realized what he just did.
Yeah, well, we had just hit 10,000, and I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
I bleed for my fans, so for our fans, I want us to, I don't know.
Yeah, no, so
and that matters to a backer.
Yeah, no, everyone who backed up until November, that was the deadline you gave, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Gets a sketch card. So, yeah. And everyone who signed up for our mailing list gets a Bazooka Dog card. And that is a lot of cross-referencing because I have to match their emails up with their backer info. Very hard. But we only had like maybe 140 people on our mailing list, so not too bad. So I think we'll double. I hope we double that number next campaign, maybe even more for our mailing list.
Oh man, if we don't double just on all the stuff that's going to happen in Volume 3, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, no, lots of stuff coming up. Oh, we got our man Mark Yoon in the chat. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Mark?
I'm gonna have to send Mark some of his covers. He did a killer job on this.
Shout out to him.
I know. Sean and I hate giving Mark props, but
I hate it. He's getting way too talented. I gotta bust out his ego. Now Mark's good people's. He saved my life in Baltimore.
He was about to defend my honor in Baltimore when some.
I know.
I told the story before. We were driving into town for Baltimore Comic Con, and some guys with squeegees. They were coming up to my window, and I was like, "No, man, don't do it." But they started smashing my windshield with it because I didn't want them to clean my windows. And Mark was about to jump out of my car. I was like, "Relax, Mark."
That just proves that Canadians can be dicks, and the whole Canadians are nice is a lie. I knew this working call center at Blizzard. The Canadians can be dicks, because every call I ever got was from a pissed off. The worst calls I got were always from pissed off Canadians, and I'm like, I thought you people were supposed to be the nicest people in the world. You're assholes.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah. Woohoo Bazooka Dog. Yeah, he's our favorite character, I think, well, it's definitely my favorite character in US Assassin. What about you, Mike? You got a favorite? I don't think you like drawing Bazooka Dog.
No, I like drawing Bazooka Dog. I don't know. I kind of, I guess, a little selfishly, I kind of like Zero Face.
Yeah.
Not just because it came from my brain, but I don't know. I kind of dig the visual and he kind of gives off that almost kind of a Zartan vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I dig him. I love drawing Joe. The sketches I'm doing a mix and mash of the characters that are in the book. So right now I'm doing like a Sensei Steel one. I did a couple of the baddies that come for Joe's family and some different versions of Zero Face, and I don't know. I like drawing them all, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're introducing a whole bunch of new members next volume for everyone. I think like doing 2 volumes, I kind of realized one thing was missing. US Assassin had become sort of a sausage fest. There was no female members, so we added a female member to the team. We made it's a team book now, going forward to volume 3. For not to spoil things, but you'll see how we get to that point at the end of volume 2. But new direction for the book, new characters, awesome nemesis for the team in volume 3. Mike's wearing him on his hat right there. That's a great hat, by the way. I don't even have one of those hats.
No fashion.
Oh, shout out to my Graveyard Shift collaborator, co-creator John Malin. Just got out of the hospital today. Had a battle with COVID. So
Papa John.
Yeah, happy to hear that he got released from the hospital.
Yeah.
Man, COVID's no joke.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm glad he's doing better. Bring on the ladies.
Yeah, definitely, Eddie. We're bringing the ladies. Volume 3. You not only get the new member of US Assassin, but you get Lilith.
Yep.
So
I'm
going to share my screen.
Cheesecake for Lilith too.
So I think we're going to go through the US Assassin Indiegogo page for anyone who hasn't backed yet. We're at 14,310. Stretch goals are pretty much out the window now. Mike and I agreed 15,000 was supposed to be the stickers. We're giving everyone the stickers, and we expanded the book. We added the pinup section, so everyone gets 10 extra pages in the book. So Merry Christmas to all our backers. Mike and I would just love to over deliver.
That's right. We give till it hurts.
So our featured perk is the fan pack. That's that awesome Mark Yoon reprint cover. Book 2 with the regular cover, which I absolutely love. It's Mike's homage to G.I. Joe 26, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, and then a sketch from Mike, and Mike's working on your sketch right now. The $25 tier is just the regular cover to book 2. $25 also gets you Mark Yoon's reprint cover to book 1. Obviously, it's the Todd McFarlane homage cover. $25 also gets you the awesome Kevin Sharp variant cover to book 2, or the Cedric Nacon wraparound cover. I shared the wraparound cover, what it looked like when I got the proof, the digital proof back from Mixum. Shared it online. Cedric seemed very happy with it, so that makes me feel good.
Yeah, that was amazing.
$25 also gets you the Spider-Man homage T-shirt. I'm going to place the order for that this week. They're the people who also run my Graveyard Shift merch.com store, so quality T-shirts. The double tap, you 2 copies of book 2, $40. The action pack book 1 and 2 for $50. Then the triple threat, $75. You get the first printing of book 1, the reprint of book 1, and the regular cover to book 2. Patriot pack, $100. Those 3 books plus a sketch from Mike. The Foot Locker, only 1 left, $200. You get all 5 books, an exclusive trading card, a print, a sketch from Mike, and a sketch from me. All my sketches are Bazooka Dog, because I don't really draw that great humans, so I stuck with a dog. And then the retailer pack, I'm still leaving it open in case a retailer wants to swoop in and get it. But you get 10 copies of book 1 and 2, plus a bunch of promo items. Had a couple retailers that said they were going to get it, but didn't quite work out for us. But I thought it was worth a try. But definitely, guys, if you haven't backed yet, get in now. The books are coming in next week. And you should, domestically anyway, have them in time for Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
So now that we got the USAssassin business out of the way, what would you guys like to talk about?
Yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about. What?
I know what I would like to hear about. Marco, you just made a couple movies.
Oh,
Can you tell us anything about them?
I can tell you a little, not a lot. But so I went off to California end of August up till about I think it was mid-October. I think it was mid-October. I don't know. Time means nothing to me anymore. So mid-October, and I produced a couple of low-budget indie films, and they were independently financed, private investor, and I wrote one of them. So the first film is I guess I could say it's a sci-fi, lo-fi sci-fi thriller. You could say something like that. And then the second film, which I'm quite partial to because I wrote it, is it's basically, I guess, an action noir film, but with like Western influences, Western film influences. In case people are like, what the fuck does he mean by Westerns? In case for some reason nobody out there who's watching this understands what I mean by Westerns. So I can't say the titles or anything, but those went great. They're right now being edited by 2 separate editors. It was a fantastic time. I learned a lot. It was one of those periods where it was fantastic, and it was both stressful and amazing at the same time, because film is awesome, but it's also like a job, and it's also like there's, especially on the low budget end, you're wearing more than one hat, and so things can get really crazy. There was one time where it was getting really stressful, and somebody said something to me. I just got pissed, and I launched my phone across the desert.
Look at you, Christian Bale.
Good thing my phone has one of those thick Gorilla type cases or whatever. So it didn't break. But at that point, I didn't care if it broke. So my one friend who was there, he was the DP, and he was like, "That was very Stanley Kubrick of you." Because I did some second unit directing work on these film that I wrote. So it was one stressful moment of dealing with that made me toss my phone. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. They're being edited. They still have to do. I know the score is being worked on for each film. They'll probably be ready either before or sometime around spring of next year. And I can't say the studio names, but we already got 2 prominent studios that are interested in looking at the movies once they're done. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see where they end up at. They're very...
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They're the type of movies I like to make, the type of movies I like to see. So, one of my favorite things would at least be to the one I wrote, to see it in the Netflix. You know how they have like that top 10 thing now, where it tells you like the top 10 films of the day, the top 10 films of the week, and whatever. So it'd be awesome to see that. I saw because I remember we saw we didn't watch the movie, but we saw the Michael Jai White film that was the remake of the Van Damme film that was on Netflix. He remade Van Damme's. I forgot which film of Van Damme's he remade. I think it was like Sudden Death. I think he remade that one, and it was on Netflix, and it got into the top 10. And hopefully Michael Jai White never sees this. But if that could get into the top 10, I'm just saying. But yeah, it was really good times. I head off in December to go to New York to work on another film. Then there's like a TV thing that might happen after that. But then I go off to Tennessee in the spring for this sci-fi film that I'm just doing production stuff on. I might do a polish on the script. We're talking to the director about that. And then I go back to New York for the summer for a horror film. And then after that, I think I take a long break.
Look at you, John Carter. That's awesome.
No, that sounds awesome, man. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Don't forget about us or US Assassin when you're.
Oh, dude, we've talked. Exclusive here.
One of my dreams was always to make a movie. Marco, did you ever hear my story of optioning a screenplay?
I've heard a little bit of it. Tell me it, because I want to hear. Because I think I've seen it. I've read it in various interviews that you've done over the years. But I want to know the full. I want to know the full story.
Yeah. So out of college, I decided I was going to write a movie. My brother said, you have plenty of free time. You should just do it. And I was like, yeah, I think I will. So I wrote some movies. I didn't do anything with them. I didn't know what to do with them. But then I read like Robert Rodriguez's Rebel Without a Crew book.
Great book.
Yeah, and basically, and I think like Kevin Smith put out a book, and basically they said you just need the Hollywood creator directory. And you just, send them letters to see if anyone's interested in your stuff. So I did that. And I ended up, I wrote a script called Undercover High, which was basically my version of 21 Jump Street. And I ended up getting an agent from it. But it was around the same time Columbine happened. And the agent said, no one will ever make that movie. But you seem like you're a good writer. What else do you have? And one of my best friends is Dexter Weeks. He's an avid volleyball player. He told me you should write a movie about volleyball. So over the course of 5 days, I wrote a volleyball teen comedy script, and the agent loved that. And he was like, "Oh, if we find one producer who loves volleyball, we're in." Well, he couldn't find any. He couldn't find any producer that loved volleyball. But my contract with him was about to expire, and he was like, "Mark, if you have anything else, bring it to me." And just as my contract with him was about to expire, I wrote this teen comedy called "Give Me Back My Stuff," and it was based on a breakup with my very first girlfriend, and how I needed to get my stuff back from her. And I thought it was good. I sent it to the agent, and I was out, and he called me and left me a message on my cell phone. And he was like, "Mark, I read Give Me Back My Stuff. I don't know how to say this, so I'll just say this. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a very good teen comedy. "Give me back my stuff" is not. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to end our contract. And I was like, damn. I was like, I think "Give Me Back My Stuff" is really good. But from what I learned from this guy, was basically what I had already knew. I just send the letters out to the Hollywood Creative Directory. I didn't really need an agent, so I just started sending out letters to all these producers, and I had 2 producers interested in "Give Me Back My Stuff," and one of the guys was like, his name was Zane Levitt, and he made a kid's movie called Shiloh about a dog.
Yeah.
He made Fist of the North Star, the live action remake, or the live action version of it.
I've seen that.
Yeah. And he made Gun Crazy with Drew Barrymore. And I was like, oh, I've heard of all these movies. And he was like, Mark, you're a comic book guy. I get you. You should sign with me. You're gonna be the next Kevin Smith or whatever. And I was like, I'm in. I optioned my screenplay to him. I had just started dating Chrissy, my wife at the time, and he was like, I want you guys to come out to my mansion in the Hollywood Hills. I was like, this is going to be awesome. I am going to be the next Kevin Smith. And Chrissy and I, we went out to Hollywood. He picked us up in his convertible. He gave us a tour of Hollywood, and it was like the craziest tour. He was like showed us this CVS parking lot. He was like, this is where I used to score my drugs at. And then we drove by a bar. He was like, this is where I did blow with Chris Penn to get him to do Fist of the North Star. And I was like, this is crazy. But that very same day, he was like, Mark, I know there was another producer interested in your screenplay. He was like, come with me. And we were at his office. So we left his office. We went next door. He knocked on the door, helped himself in. And he went to the 2 of the, like, I guess, assistants there. It was like, hey guys, you remember that movie, that script, Give Me Back My Stuff, that you guys really loved? He was like, here's the writer. I just signed it. They were next door competing with each other. It was crazy.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there were so many times we thought Give Me Back My Stuff was going to get made. And just like crazy things like there was one time Universal was looking at it, and they had a meeting to discuss it, and everyone at the meeting supposedly loved it except one person, and the one person thought it had structure issues, so they passed on it. It was so such a like frustrating process.
That person
And then-
was running DC Comics for the past few years, wasn't it?
But they'll do 9 million American Pie sequels.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. They didn't think they were doing any more American Pies. And then right after we got that news, we heard they were doing like American Reunion, I think. One of those sequels. So yeah, it didn't work out. Zane ended up I lost contact with him. His money person called me up one day when my re-up was supposed to come for the option, and she couldn't find him. She didn't know what happened to him. I never heard from Zane again. He just took off. So that the rights to Give Me Back My Stuff came back to me. And I've thought about doing it as a comic book, but I don't know.
He probably went off like on a 2-week drug bender.
Actually, I think he went into porn. To be honest, because I found him on him on MySpace, and I think he was like directing porn now.
he's like, I'm tired of this shit where I gotta wait forever to make money. I'm gonna go make some real money.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I've always wanted to make a movie. So maybe one of these days we'll all work on a US Assassin film together.
You gotta send me a copy of that. Give me back my stuff script because I love teen. Like in my notebook, I have a slate of all these different teen type films that I want to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to read that just in case down the line next year, some of the stuff I'm doing leads to me getting to produce more stuff on my own. Maybe we can get that film going. Before before we do US Assassin, do something smaller, then something bigger.
Yeah, no, I'll have to send that to you. It's funny. I wrote that 20 years ago, and so much has changed, like with technology and stuff. So it'd almost be like if we keep the script the same way, it would be like a retro movie, like.
Oh, we're already almost there. It's like 2020. It's like I'm pretty sure we're hitting the point where everyone's gonna like want films of the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that was like the height of teen comedies, that the early 2000s. Sean and I, we did like episodes just talking about our favorite early 2000 celebrity crushes and stuff.
One of the last great eras pre-social media.
Yeah. Mark's like, you were very calm. I was expecting you to go a little bit more Sean. I'm like, you have a kids channel. Like, I was like, I don't know if they wanted to
Primetime
cover
Poulton isn't a kids channel.
Like fisting a chick, like, I don't know. And then I spat.
Remember that scene when this happened?
Go dirty. Well, all right, next time we do that.
Speaking of that, I was thinking of this the other day, and have you guys noticed, like, can you think of I know there has been teen films, but can you think of the last teen film that was not about, not being, how do you call it, melancholy or romantic or saccharine or whatever teen type film? The last teen film that was like more honestly about like how teens are, like maybe. And the thing is, this one included the parents. So the last one I saw that was kind of close was the John Cena one, Blockers, where he's trying to stop his him and the other parents are trying to stop their kids from having sex. Like that movie was hilarious. But like before that, I don't think I can think of anything until maybe like around 2009, 2010, that movie Easy A, that what's her name did from Zombieland 1
Emma
and 2.
Stone,
Yeah, like, there hasn't been a film you can point to and be like, man, that must be the film for the teens of this generation. Like, I can look at the 80s, 90s, 2000s, up to about mid-2005 or 2010 and see, like, hey, these are the films of these generations. But, like, after that, I'm like, man, I feel sorry for the teenagers. What are their films that really show what they're like? Not the nice side of them. The really, like, teenagers can get, it's messy, man.
Going into your parents' drawer, pull out a 20 just to get a dub, like it happens.
I'm just saying.
There was Superbad, and I thought like McLovin was going to become like this big thing, and he followed it up with Role Models, which I think is a great movie, but there's like real no I don't know, renaissance after that of teen comedies.
Yeah, I think that kid, that McLovin kid, I've never seen Role Models, Superbad. I think I saw one other thing after that, and I was just like, I have no idea where the hell that dude's been. Everyone went on to great success except for him.
So I didn't hear Mike. Did he say he had to drop out of the chat?
No, I think I offended him with the fisting comment.
Oh, really?
Maybe technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe.
So I was thinking about, I want to start a smear campaign against myself just for like the press. So like I'm weighing my options because like bad press is good press from what I hear. So like I'm trying to think about like what should I do? I just don't know.
You're like, what do I do to make myself seem bad, and then people come to my aid?
So ogre. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just thinking. I'm like,
this is what you
met
do.
Me, you knew I'd be a cunt. But...
Since you're half white, what you do is you say, a smear campaign against you being racist. Then you turn around and the mid twist, you're Mexican. Then all the Latinos come to your aid.
Yeah.
He's
I'll be
back.
He had to
Who-
reset.
He lives.
who's a white Mexican? Like I don't want to be like Carlos Mencia, who's not even Mexican. Like Ned is his real name. He's like a German Euro guy. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, what can I do?
Wait.
Shit
Hold
on
on. I know Carlos Mencia is a joke stealer, but he's also not Mexican.
Oh yeah, he's not Mexican. He's German and like Honduras. His real name's not Carlos. It's Ned something.
Oh my God.
His name's Ned.
Yeah, Ned something. Like because he's German and Honduras. He's not even Mexican.
Oh,
So.
Man.
that is.
My
Well,
whole life's been a lie.
No.
you know, there was that brief period when he had his Mencia show, which I admit it, I actually thought he was pretty funny. Then when all the joke accusations came out, I was like, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Joke stealing accusations.
Yeah. Fuck him. As long as I'm not known as that type of guy, we're good.
So Mike, how many more sketches do you have left?
I have to do what? 28.
28. Yeah.
He's like, don't remind my hand.
Oh, it's already fried.
Damn.
Well, hear me out. I gave Mark and Mike the name M&M, and then when I went on this show, it was the M&M show, but now it's the we melt in your mouth. I just want to lose myself in this moment.
Ned Arnel Mencia, known professionally as Carlos Mencia, is a Honduran-born American.
Wow.
Oh, I thought his last name wasn't Mencina. Oh, I was mistaken. No, whatever. Still a cunt.
Still a joke thief.
Yeah.
I've got 23
Hold
done.
on 1 second.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Only 5 more to go, Mike. You're killing it.
Yay!
How's the indentation on your fingers from drawing so much?
I'm used to it.
Like a pro.
That's right.
And how many? And you have like what? 25 pages done of volume 3. Around there.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and shout out to you,
Man.
man. Like, you were just fucking kicking ass. Like, your growth from 1 to 2 and to what you showed me in 3, I'm just like, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, I said that on the other show, and I said that to Mark behind the scenes, man. Dude, your growth is phenomenal, and the fact that you're 20-something pages into volume 3, like, that's insane. Like, literally, there's some people that can't even do, like, 4 issues straight, so... in
It
comics,
helps
sadly.
to love what you're doing too. So
You know?
and
Yeah, I mean, all those pages plus all the sketches that he's doing for the campaign, plus all the other things I throw his way, like turnarounds for possible action figures, stuff like that. Yeah, Mike's been killing it.
Wait. Rewind?
It's nothing. It's nothing definite, but Mike and I, someone reached out to us who has the possibility of making USAssassin action figures. He needed turnarounds of USAssassin and Bazooka Dog. So it's something we're exploring for hopefully for the next campaign if it's feasible.
Now, are you saying, because I know the word action figure gets used loosely nowadays, do you mean action figure as in posable, or do you mean action figure as in just like a figure, like a toy statue type thing?
We'll see. We'll see what our like I guess the cost of doing both. But I told the person I wanted like 3 3/4 inch figures, like old school GI Joes.
Are we getting this? Or are we going to get this?
I I don't think we're getting the McFarlane stuff.
Okay.
I'm
badass,
down if it's the GI Joe 3 and 3/4. There's not enough love because everyone's doing 5, 6, 7-inch figures.
Yeah.
People forget the 3 and 3/4. That was the prime '80s,
Tom.
'90s figure, era. That's what everybody loved, and now that everyone's grown up. Grown-ups buying figures are like, I want my money to go to shit that's quality. It's like, you knew that shit was quality when you were a kid, okay?
No, I love the 3 and 3/4 inch figures. Like I started buying the Core, which is like a Walmart brand GI Joe, just because I
Yeah, I've
like
seen
that
those.
scale. And I just found out Dollar Tree is getting their own line of 3 and 3/4 inch figures called what's it called? Fatal Faction. And they actually look pretty awesome. So I pre-ordered the whole set for $9. It's 9 figures.
Oh wow.
See, now that there's no Toys R Us, everyone's like, time to get into the toy game,
Yeah.
I think Toys R Us going down the shitter was the best thing for like Hasbro because they could focus on the quality of toys, not worry about the other bullshit of like if you notice like the Transformers toys, like their game has kind of upped in the past few
Mhm.
years because of it. Like the Marvel Legends, the Black Series, like I think it's better for them. I don't know. That's just my.
It got to a
opinion.
point. It got to a point where I wasn't liking some of the plastics they were using on the Transformers line of figures. I was like, this is like cheap ass plastic. This is not like there's good plastic and then there's cheap ass plastic, and they were using cheap ass plastic.
Yeah.
Back in my day, they were made out of metal and plastic.
Die-cast metal, the lost art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that
I got
great
my
line
Fortress
in Beast
Maximus
Wars.
in the garage.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The original?
Yeah.
I got my Optimus Prime and my Grimlock downstairs.
Lucky bastards.
Over on
I don't have
my
any of my G1s.
over on my son's channel, Chase Hunter TV, on Tuesday we're going to start doing advent calendar unboxing every day. He got a advent calendar, my wife got one, and I got one. I bought them for everyone, so they don't know what they're getting. But Chase got a Pokemon one that's I forget. They're like not Legos, but whatever brand does Pokemon. So he gets like a figure every day. Chrissy has a Funko Pop Harry Potter one, but I found myself an off-brand military 3 and 3/4 inch advent calendar. I was like, this is awesome. There's going to come with like I think it's like maybe like 15 figures and then accessories, but
Nice.
See,
I couldn't.
I like to think Mark just like thinks of something he really wants and then he manifests it. Because who would think that there'd be 3/4 inch advent calendar action figures? Mark is just like, I want this. Then he walks in the store and he's like, they have it.
I had to search online for it. I found it on Amazon, and I was like blown away because there's no way. I wanted everyone to have something that they loved. Chase loves Pokemon. Chrissy loves Harry Potter. I love WWE. I couldn't find a wrestling advent calendar, and I was like, well, what else do I love? I was like, I like military figures. I have them all behind me. So
my room?
yeah, this is Sean's bedroom, by the way. Whenever he stays with me, this is where he stays. It's actually been gone through some remodeling since he's last been here. This bookcase isn't here anymore. My old bookcase fell apart just from the weight of the books. All the shelves collapsed, but they were held up by one. They were held up by one book. And that was the Art of Todd McFarlane that Sean got me for Christmas one year. Because that's such a monster book.
You can hold it up with this.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh,
Fuck.
I saw
Dude.
that. You found that at
Big
Book a
candy
Million.
bars.
dude, my friend owns a online comic book business, so he gets from Diamond and all that, and he got that for a customer, so I got to see it in person. It is the most magnificent thing ever.
Well,
Is there any
what's
cool
gonna make you
back
hate
stuff?
me.
Is there any
Here's what's gonna
special
make you hate
features?
me. I was at Books a Million, and they're like reducing the size of their graphic novel. Like manga's gone crazy there, but like their graphic novel sections is only one wall now. It used to be like two huge walls and like a
Yeah, I
little
didn't notice
island.
that.
And I just so happened to see that, and I was like going, I like picked it up. It was in a bag, and I flipped it over, and it's normally $100, and it had a price tag on it for $39.98. And I instantly sent my wife a message and said, "Can I spend $40?" And it took it home, and it is,
Dude, that is.
oh god, it's heavy, but it's got like the
Oh my god.
stuff from Psylocke. turning
Oh, when he was
Japanese.
trying to be Kevin Nolan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that era.
And then it goes all the way to so that's more. But then they got the Captain America issue with Black Widow, and then it goes into the Savage Land story with Rogue, and then it goes to the
Oh,
Shi'ar thing.
So good.
Whatever happened to Jim Lee?
Yeah, whatever happened to good Jim Lee?
He retired.
And then
Yeah.
it goes that
Well,
way.
if
And then it goes into the regular.
I'll bring this up when Mike is done, because I just love that everything that's in that book. If the
hernia you get from lifting.
if the there's I don't think the rumors are true, but you know how there's all those rumors popping up that, like, you know, Jim Lee being maybe the next person who gets the axe at the company, because they're basically getting rid of all the they're basically getting rid of everybody that's like, hey, that person might retire, and then we'll have to give them money for the rest of their life, you know. So let's axe
People
them
can
before,
retire from comics.
So I was like, if he ever, so I was talking to a friend, I was like, man, if he ever, my dream would be, it's not going to happen, but if he were ever to get the boot from DC, would be that he goes back to Image, and they bring, and they open their arms and like, return, Jim, return, and, you know, they make him a partner again, and he opens up a new line of books, and then, you know, it just leads to a whole Image, you know, second revolution or whatever. That's never going to happen, because they'll probably just end up doing covers, you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, working for Marvel. He'll probably do like an X-Men miniseries for Marvel with the team of Chris Claremont, you know, and then he'll do like some covers for Marvel and other publishers. I mean, that'll probably be the thing that happens. But my hopes and dreams would be for him to go back to creator owned.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, I know one of the documentaries they talk to Mark Silvestri, and he said that Jim's dream was always to go back and become the EIC of Marvel. And he's like, he kind of got his wish. And I'm like, going, well, I wouldn't mind seeing him the EIC of Marvel, because he was never to me, he was never a good fit for DC. He's a Marvel artist. Like, his design work and artwork, it fits Marvel way better than it does DC. I would love to see him come back to DC or not DC, Marvel in any kind of capacity. But, you know, I've said it before, he's a better artist now, but he's not Jim Lee anymore. You know, you're not going to get that wow factor from him.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's not inspired.
Sound and pretty, but it's anymore, it's just people standing. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
There are some DC anniversary covers. You know, everyone was like, oh, well, this cover, you know, before it was the 1,000 issue anniversaries, then it became just the fuck it, we'll milk it. So the 80th anniversary covers. And there was a bunch of them that I was just like, I felt were uninspired. That it was just like, it's all right. I mean, there's nothing exciting going on in this cover. I'm like, why is everyone standing around?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's Batman this way. And then there's Batman this way.
I don't ever need to see him draw Batman ever again. Like, I'm so sick of Jim Lee Batman. It's ridiculous.
The last thing I would like before he either leaves DC or whatever happens in his career with DC, Marvel, whatever his next step is, if they're going to do anything Jim Lee, DC, Batman, give me one of those Batman animated films done in Jim Lee's art style. Give me that, you know? That'll be that nice swan song to Jim Lee at DC, and then he's like, I'm out! Peace! You know?
Give me my money.
Did anyone listen to Rob's DC observations, the
Not
two-parter?
No,
I have not.
yeah.
I need to get on his podcast. I haven't listened to any of it, but I've heard him
I was
good
looking.
things.
They're insightful. Yeah.
It's great. The second part of the DC one was about his time on the New 52, which I lived through that, and there was stuff I didn't know. It was a crazy time. From his standpoint, it was like crazy. Just from the time when he quit, and I was there for less than a week. I was there without him. It was just nuts. So definitely go back to and listen to it.
What? Yeah, let's talk about that for a quick second. Tell us your story of the New 52, because I sometimes forget that. I was like, and I'll be like, oh shit, that's right. Mark was part of that whole New 52 craziness. Like, how is that being part of that whole thing, especially as a comic book fan who loves 90s comics and then gets to work with one of his favorite people at a fucking big publisher? Like, what was that like?
None of it seems real. The whole how I became part of it. I used to work for a mortgage company. I was there working. I checked my phone, my email, to see if anything was going on, and I had a email from Rob saying, "Hey, I'm going to take on more books at DC. Was thinking about you doing Hawkman with me. Are you interested?" And I responded back, "Yeah, definitely." And then I didn't hear from him for like 2 months.
And then he quit his job. He's like, "I'm quit, bitches."
No. I've always kept my day job with comics, even now with I'm probably having my most success ever. Still keep the day job. I like security, but yeah. Then like 2 months later, maybe it wasn't 2 months, maybe it was like a month later. Rob emailed me again and said, "Hey, DC is going to call you to work things out." So that one of the editors there called me. They got all my information for payroll. He was telling me that he was a big fan of Coney Waves. They used to have it in the office
Cool.
when he worked at Wizard magazine, and I was like, "This doesn't seem real." Like one, I can't believe that I'm going to work for DC. Two, there's no way anyone was reading Coney Waves at Wizard.
Especially when you can be like, wait a second, you fuckers were reading it, but you didn't put it in Wizard magazine?
Oh, well, here's the thing. I had a meeting with Wizard once, and they were telling me how they wanted me to write guest columns for and this and that, how I'm like a self-made indie creator, and that's what the backbone of Wizard was built on. And I emailed the person that I had lunch with and said, "Yeah, when do you want me to get started on these articles?" And they were like, "Well, we haven't received your advertising check yet." And it was all like payola. You had to pay to write articles there. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. And I was like, no, thanks. I'm not I'm not going to pay to write for your magazine.
That's
Wizard.
That's the side, right? That's the side of Wizard. Like, you have all these fond memories of your, teen years or, kid years of Wizard. And then when you hear all the behind the scenes stuff, you're like, that ruined so much of Wizard for me.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous too, because like they were outselling all the comics, because it wasn't like not everybody got X-Men, but everybody got Wizard,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they were doing gangbusters, and they just, I don't know, like the closer it got to 2000, they just screwed the pooch over and over again.
There were so many people that were using Wizard magazine as their price guide, even though Wizard magazine's price guide was actually a shitty price guide that nobody should have been using, but everybody was using it. It would be like, "Oh, give me the Wizard. Let's see how much this is worth." And it's like, nobody should have been using that.
Yeah. So back to DC. They got my information. They told me what my page rate was going to be. And I was like, "This is amazing." Then like a couple days later, they called me and said, "Oh, that page rate, it's actually half the page rate that we told you." And I was like, "Oh, well," I'm like, I'm still writing for DC. Who cares? And then they called me up again. And they were like, "Oh, that price, it's actually half because you're not the scripter, you're the co-scripter." So they cut my pay in half again, even though I really, I wrote all the dialogue. I don't know what their definition of co-scripter was, but I know they kept cutting my pay. I was like, whatever. I have a day job. I'm not relying on this as a paycheck. At least I'm writing for DC. And the team I worked with was awesome. Rob was my hero at the time. Still is my all-time favorite comic book artist. Joe Bennett was the artist of the book, and he's amazing. Like he was like, I think, the best kept secret at DC. His artwork was so good. And listening to Rob's observations, Rob obviously loved Joe's artwork and was making this book for Joe to be a superstar. But DC never really got behind him. Like, he should be up there with like Jim Lee and Brett Booth and David Finch and all those other guys. And then R.T. Bear was the inker. So it was like all three guys were at Extreme. Extreme was my all-time favorite studio, so I was on cloud nine. They put out that full-page ad welcoming Rob to DC, and my name was on it. In the back of, I think of a Justice League in the letters column, they welcomed the new creative team of Rob Liefeld, Mark Poulton, Joe Bennett, and R.T. Bear to the Hawkman. I was like, this is amazing. Issue 9 I thought was killer. That was our first issue. I've on my anniversary, Chrissy and I, we went up to New York. We got to go into DC offices. Our editor took me around, introduced me to people. I met Mike Martz. Mike told me issue 9 was the best issue of Hawkman ever. So I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. And then it's just sort of all fell apart. I think we had, over a course of 5 or 6 issues, we had 4 or 5 editors.
Jesus.
Yeah. Rob was saying that we were supposed to do this big crossover after our first 6 issues. We got greenlit for another 6 issues, and we were supposed to do like this big crossover with like all the aliens of the DC universe. And then it just got switched to Green Arrow, and I never got to be part of that because of what happened. And then after that, we were supposed to do like a Hawkman year 1 of what happened to him when he crash landed on Earth from Thanagar. And we never got to do that either. I forget what issue was supposed to come out. I think it was issue 12. And I remember getting up for work for my day job, going to work, and I was excited because the new issue came out that day. And I was on my way. I was leaving work, and I was going to the comic shop to pick up the issue. And when I got in my car, I checked my phone, and I had a ton of notifications. And the first notification I went to was on Twitter, and someone tweeted, "Well, I hope Mark Poulton still has a job." And I was like, "What?" And then I read that Rob had quit DC, and I was like, "Oh man!" And I think DC issued a statement that they haven't decided who the creative team is. I was like, wow, that's a vote of confidence. And so I just went straight home. I was so depressed. Hours later, I got an email from my editor saying, "Hey, I guess you saw. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't know who the creative team is. It was nice working with you." And I was like, damn, this sucks.
You can still.
And then like maybe 2 days later, my editor called me up and he was like, "Hey, I talked to Mike Martz, and we're keeping Liefeld's stories, and we were happy with you, so we're just bringing you back. And good news, we're giving you a pay raise, double your pay." I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." And he went into like some details on like their side of the story, what happened with Rob, which I didn't believe at all. And I was like, this sounds too good to be true that I'm getting double my pay. I'm going to turn in the script to issue 13 that day. So they already had my pay my pay vouchers for the raise because they sent me the wrong amount on the vouchers, and I sent them in, and then they had to resend me ones with the old pay, and they were like, "Oh, we already got the ones with the wrong pay, so we'll keep them because since it matches your raise." So I turned in issue 13 that day, and then 2 days later, the editor called me up and said, "Hey, Mark, how you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing great," and he was like, "Well, you're not going to be doing great after this call." And it was all after Rob and Scott Snyder had their big Twitter fight over Batman sells Batman, the creative team doesn't sell Batman, and Scott Snyder took offense to that. Apparently Dan DiDio got a whiff of that, and he was furious. And since Rob quit, he didn't have anyone to fire, so he fired fired me.
God.
Although I was told the official reason was miscommunication. That's why I was being fired, miscommunication. But then the unofficial reason I was told was they wanted to get back at Rob.
I mean, that wasn't getting back at Rob, because Rob, what is Rob going to say? Sorry,
Yeah.
Mark. I mean,
But honestly, if you think about what Rob said right there, that it's Batman that sells, not the creative team, that's the whole reason why they left and formed Image. Because Marvel said it's not you, it's the characters.
Yeah.
So he just reversed basically what made his career. Because he wanted to lash out at Scott Snyder. That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah, so that was DC for me. They Mike Martz was cool. He tried to get me on one of the digital Superman books, but that didn't work out. I feel like they were just like, maybe not stringing me along, but just trying to keep me happy so I wouldn't complain on Twitter or anything.
yeah, that seems so movie studio though. That like towards the end there, because they're all like, "Hey, good news, we're gonna keep you," and then it's all like, "Oh, here's some bad news," and it's like Dan Didio, like very movie studio where like the guy hears something, "Oh, someone bitch, oh screw that, we gotta punish somebody, so we're just gonna punish this guy because it's his boy," and then the switching from the editors. And it was like, "Oh, you guys were going to be Hawkman year one," but then like the next editor is probably like, "Well, that was the other guy's thing. It's not my thing, so I'm not doing that shit." You know what I mean? So that's so movie studio instead of comic books. Instead of just being about like, let's put out some cool shit. It's like very like, that was that guy's thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm pissed because this guy said shit, so I'm going to fire one of his friends. It's very petty bullshit.
So I got fired from DC twice in 1 week.
Hey, who else can say that though?
Yeah, that's my claim to fame.
It's such a wild story because it starts off with, "Hey, you're gonna get this DC job," and it's like, "Here's this page rate," and you're like, "Whoa!" And they're like, "Oh, we made a mistake," and they're like, "Oh, we made a mistake again." So the page rate goes lower. Then they call you back, and it's like, we're gonna keep you. Page rate's going up. Oh, we fucked up. We're actually gonna fire you. It's like,
yeah.
Tell him my Baltimore story.
So this is like years after I get fired from DC. This wasn't when I was up for a Ringo Award, was it? No, it was the year before I was up for a Ringo Award.
No, this was 2015.
Yeah, 15 or 16. And Sean goes out. I was exhausted. I stayed in the hotel. Sean goes out and has this adventure where one, he shouldn't be drinking because of his diabetes, but he
Blow me, Dad.
But
damn it, Sean.
I'm just looking out for you, man. But you had a little to drink that night, and
I
yeah,
was drinking with Joe Mulvey. I almost got in a fight with this fucking hipster. It's horrible.
He's like, "Come on, diabetes, we can do this."
No, yeah,
he's sending me texts all night about what he's doing, and then he was like, "Hey, good news! I just ran into Dan DiDio. You got your job back." And then like a minute later, he goes, "Just kidding, you're still fired."
So so fucked up. It's so funny.
I wouldn't do it to anybody else. You know, like, that's what family is. If you can't fuck with your family, who can you fuck with? So it's good
Yeah.
time.
I always say everything happened for the best because you know, I went back to doing like creator-owned stuff. I did Pizza Tree with my son. At the time, it was the most successful book I ever did. We got nominated for a Ringo Award. We won a Moonbeam Award, and then Graveyard Shift happened, and that really like changed my life. It made USAssassin possible, and now we're working on USAssassin 3. I just finished writing Graveyard Shift 4. I got Viking Wolf ready to come out.
Sea Dog 2.
Yeah, Sea Dog 2 is going to happen in January. Yeah, things couldn't be better. I even have like 2 graphic novels that are almost done that I just need to find time in the year to release. Black Owl with Greg Paulson and Loose Threads, which the most patient artist in the world, Cesar Madaro. We've just been waiting for Anthony George, our graveyard shift colorist, to finish coloring it so we can release it. But yeah, Caesar's been waiting for a couple years now. But like Anthony started coloring it, and he's so good. We can't imagine anyone else doing it. Although Caesar reached out and said maybe for volume 2 someone else colors it, and I was like, yeah, no, you're right.
You ever gonna do a re-release of a trade re-release of Coney Waves?
I I've actually like thought about like relaunching Coney Waves, but I don't know. It's just like trying to find enough time in my schedule to do everything. Because it's a character I'd love to revisit though at some point.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eddie, you're working with Renzo? Everyone's working with Renzo. He's like the
right. I've noticed that on his Facebook, when his Facebook messages come up in my feed. I'm like, how many people is Renzo working with?
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, Renzo just asked me to do a creator-owned project with him. So we're going to be doing a book soon. Probably after we do Viking Wolf 2. So yeah.
I've heard a kernel of what it's about, and it's the high concept pitch is amazing.
Yeah, I'll just share it here. It's DuckTales meets John Carpenter's The Thing.
Like, how can you not love that?
Oh my goodness.
No, Renzo already has like all the characters designed. It's going to be amazing. So I'm excited about that.
I don't know what part I can say you had me at. It was either DuckTales or The Thing. It's a
Right. Yeah.
Right?
No,
It's like,
I'm a big fan of like gateway horror, like horror that's suitable for the whole family. We all love Monster Squad here, so I see this kind of being like a horror story that everyone can enjoy.
it's like two things that shouldn't go well together, but will.
Yeah,
in this situation.
So, Marco, you're launching a new book in January, right?
End of this. So I'm supposed to have the sign-up page on Kickstarter up on December 1st. That might not happen. It might be a few days after that. But and then it launches December 28th. And I'm gonna have it run for 35 days. It's called Blanco. It's post-apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic sci-fi fantasy. Basically, Black Sad meets Conan the Barbarian. Not Conan the comedian. Though that would be hilarious. So yeah, it combines two of my things I love. Anthropomorphic animal people. I grew up on the whole, like we all did. On the whole, Disney afternoon type stuff, Disney animated films, Secret of NIMH, things like that. And then, mixing up pulp fantasy, sci-fi like Conan and things like that. It's going to be a 56-page hardcover. I'm going to go ballsy. I'm sure a lot of people are like, no, don't do the hardcover. we'll see what happens.
No, man, go for it. I love hardcovers. I
Um,
think, yeah, I think when Mike and I do USAssassin 3, we're going to release like the standard edition, and then we're going to follow it up with like a hardcover release of it.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So I'm gonna try to go for that like oversized, like 9x12 hardcover. Of course, now I gotta like figure out what type of like mail, because I know Gemini has the regular mailers, but it won't fit in that. But then they have like magazine mailers. So like,
Yeah.
maybe something like that might work for it. But yeah, we're launching that end of December. It's gonna be a 35-day campaign. And then I noticed like on a lot of, because because I have a little bookmark that where I keep track of like comics I want to get later, that like come out on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, that I think like, oh, this looks great. And I've noticed on a lot of their sign up, before it launches, they'll have like sign up and you'll get a free trading card. So
Yeah.
I've been thinking of doing that because I found the old sketches David Brame, the artist, did, and so I might do like this, like sign up and you get a trading card where it's shows where it's basically the image is the old sketch of the character. So it'd be like a
Yeah.
trading card you have to turn sideways, and it would be like the old sketch, and then it'll have like information on the back, maybe a little history of type thing. Nice intricate design around the border and stuff like that. So I might do something like that, like sign up, for the
Yeah.
list thing before we launch and get a free trading card. That way to get people to be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, free trading card.
I love free shit.
So that's what I was doing with my mailing list, offering the trading card, until I realized I had to like cross-reference the email addresses with the backers to figure out who actually gets a trading card, which is kind of hard. So going forward, I made like a secret tier as like the incentive to sign up for the mailing list, where you get like the featured tier, but you get it at a reduced price. So that's just a little advice from me. If you
Yeah,
want to go for the trading card, I love trading cards too, but like cross-referencing that, like when you're trying to fulfill to see who gets a Bazooka Dog card, is kind of tough.
Yeah, I might have to look into that. Because one of the things I also want to try to do, just because like, with those cards, is maybe also have them signed by me and the artist, just because it won't be that bad to ship them across
Yeah.
the U.S. back and forth to get them signed and sent out. I also got the hook up on those little trading card cases, because I have a friend who owns a comic book store, so he gets those discounts.
Oh,
So the
nice.
little hard
Like the little
card,
sleeves, yeah.
yeah, but the hard ones, the hard plastic ones. So I'll probably get those to put the cards in, even if I pack them in with books for people, because I'm gonna do like trading card, stretch goals, print stretch goals, things. Gonna try to make it maybe for the stretch goal, because I'll have a tier with another sketch trading card that's basically another sketch design of the character. But for stretch goal, I might do something like Prism trading card or something. Try to fancy it up for the stretch goal, not like just regular trading card. Try to make it get to that inner nerd,
Yeah.
everyone's inner 10-year-old from the 90s.
No, yeah. For Sea Dog, I did foil trading cards for as stretch goals, and they were really cool. Just like being a '90s kid, to get a foil card of my own like creation was pretty cool. And Mike did the artwork for Sea Dog.
Yep.
Nice.
Came out
You know what
fresh.
I've never seen though, and everyone, because like, well, two things to talk about. The trading card thing is becoming all big again, at least on the crowdfunders. I've never seen anyone attempt, and maybe they don't print them anymore, so that's why it's impossible.
Pogs?
I've never seen the hologram trading cards. I've never seen one attempt the hologram trading card.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to go for that.
Yeah. Everyone that I look at that does trading cards, it's they'll do like foils, they'll do all these different things, but like none of it is hologram. So I guess maybe that tech doesn't exist anymore. Just nobody cares.
Oh, how you doing? That is an awesome design. I love that design of this character.
Yep.
The Ace, yeah. Mike, Mike, you did a pinup for that, didn't you? Or a cover?
Yep. All through this last year, I've done quite a few pieces for people, and now I'm seeing them in campaigns, and I'm just for Sean. Honestly, I love the one I did for Sean. I was kind of scared because I'm like, oh god, it's it's one of my buddies, and I want to do his character justice, and Frank knocked the colors out of the park with it, and I'm just real happy with the way it turned out. So
You're
yeah,
happy. I got it in my inbox. I'm like, fuck, it's awesome.
So Sean, did you even know about that, or was that just a surprise to you?
I think we talked.
No,
about
I
it.
asked him. No, yeah, I
Oh,
asked
okay.
him. Yeah, I
Yeah,
asked
'cause I
him.
still
But
have to do
he
one
did
for
it
Joe.
quicker than I thought. And I was like, oh, man.
I was
So
inspired, man.
I love you. Yeah. That's gonna be when I do my whole bullshit, like for like my Saga thing. That's gonna be the card for that for people to get, and also be a pin
Hold
on.
on.
So
Print
Eddie,
Ninja
Print
does
Nin-
holograms according to Eddie.
Sweet.
really?
Oh,
Wow. I'll have to look into that.
Nice.
Shh, don't tell anybody. We need to keep it between us four. This doesn't need
Yeah.
to get out to. We don't
If it
need
gets
bigger
out as one
names
of us.
throwing out hologram trading cards.
So guys, I promised Chase I'd watch some YouTube with him before bed. Is there anything anyone wants to cover before we start wrapping this up?
We're good.
No.
Had a good time.
So,
Thank you for
yeah,
having
yeah.
me.
USAssassin.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
times.
Everyone, plug your stuff. Mike, where can people follow you at?
I am at Mike McMahon 74 on Twitter. MP McMahon Art on Instagram. There is a USAssassin fan page on Facebook, and on YouTube, I believe it's just Mike McMahon.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, Sean Ahrendt on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, art and stuff on YouTube as well, and also Geeks at the Beach. It's a convention I throw down here in Delaware. We have a page if you like that. I would appreciate that. And the Best Friends show with Mark and Phil McNulty that we just talk about nonsense, and it's awesome.
Marco.
Yeah, I'm only on Facebook and Twitter because I hate social media. On Facebook, it's just my personal page, Marco Lopez. Look me up. As long as you're not a dick, I'll accept your friend request. On Twitter, I'm Atomic Rex ENT. And, if you love 90s comics and if you're listening to this, live chat, then, there's good chances you do. Go and search on Facebook 90s Comics Strike Back. That's a group I created last year. All these, great gentlemen, below me and next to me are in that group. It's an awesome group. It's a chill group. We talk 90s comics and have a lot of fun. So go find that and join it. And all you got to do is answer 3 questions. 3 of the most simple questions. But the reason it's there is, to weed out the riffraff.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Coney Waves. Make sure you back USAssassin Book 2 on Indiegogo. The link is in the description. There's Book 1 and Book 2 available. We're fulfilling right now. I expect Book 2 to come in this coming week. So domestically, you should have it in time for Christmas. Also, be on the lookout. Mike and I were going to announce Book 3 officially in December. All the talent working on the book, our new real life member of the USAssassin team will be revealed. Ton of cool stuff. We got a theme song. I'm working on a video. I have someone working on a video for us, so it'll be awesome. Make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Walt, Todd, Eddie, Mark Yoon, Hamilton, Edwin the Ace. Just everyone, man. Really appreciate it. You made this a fun time chatting with everyone. So we will see you guys next time.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Later.